Morning, it's Patsy. I was hoping to get on yesterday to do these threads, but I didn't get a chance. It was a busy old day yesterday. I was shopping in the morning, then I got a phone call the day before yesterday to offer me an emergency appointment at the eye clinic at the hospital with specialists. So I was there yesterday afternoon, so I didn't get a chance to come on. So I've come on today to do this spread, and what I'm going to have to do is, because at the minute we're not having anything set up properly, only my iPad, trying to show you the spread and do it and whatever, everything is a bit hard to try and get everything into focus with this. So what I've done is I've put the picture at the start and the spread I'm using, and then I'll go through it one at a card at a time, with what the each individual card is and what card I pulled. I haven't pulled them, well I pulled them, they're laying down, but I haven't turned them yet, so it'll be a surprise to me as much as it will you. But yeah, so to start with, I'm using the Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards. So I'm using the Oracle deck first, and I'm actually using the book for the spread that I'm using. But like I said, that has been put up before I started this, so you can all see what I'm doing. Right, so let's get on. So the first card is the red, so it's the first chakra basis, which is the basis of the reading. It says this card shows what currently sustains you, what you are sourcing from, and what will require growth in order to sustain your intention. So the first card is the root card, the root chakra, the base is, and this is the basis of the reading. Doesn't surprise me. And there we go, we have balance. So that says to me, you know, for me, that I need to bring some balance into my life. I get this an awful lot. It's about, turn it that way, you can see it a bit clearer. It's all, you know, it's about finding the, you know, that right balance between what I do spiritually and what I do at home and all, everything. You know, it's about bringing the whole life into balance. But also with this card, this can also be a card of balance in your well-being. So it can be health issues, it can be dietary issues, in ill health, and just doing what's needed to bring everything in your mind, body and soul back into balance. And so yeah, this card shows what's the current situation, and this is my current situation at the minute. I do need to try and get everything, you know, all these health issues and everything back into, bring everything back into balance. I know I've got dietary issues because I am pre-diabetic. I got my blood results back from that. So again, dietary stuff, I've cut sugar out. So dietary stuff is one thing, my eyes is another another thing. So yeah, so what it says, what I need to do to sustain me, and what I must do, what requires growth in order for me to sustain what I intend to do. I need to find this balance. I need to get everything in my body, soul, mind, and in everything back into balance. So that's quite good for me. So yeah, so that's the first card. The second card is the second chakra, which is your emotional state. This indicates your true feelings as well as what may be attracting or repelling your desires. It reveals your level of emotional discipline and ability to sit with your feelings and what is supporting or blocking you emotionally. And I got, again, no surprise there, isolation. Okay, I don't know if you can see that the lighting's not brilliant, even though it's bright sunshine outside, but it's isolation. So yes, I am feeling again. Sorry about that. The husband always decides to phone when I'm doing something, even though I tell him before he leaves, I'm just going to go on and do this. Right, so yeah, so second chakra, my emotional state, how indicates my feelings, and as well as what is, you know, attracting or repelling my desires, and it reveals the level of emotional discipline and ability to deal with your feelings, etc., etc. What's supporting, what's blocking you. And I got isolation. And yes, these last 5 months with the problems I've been having, I've become very isolated. I don't really be able to get out much, and I spend a lot of time by myself, daily and nightly. So my, you know, on my emotional state, it's been quite mentally, it's been quite hard. not being able to do the things that I love to do, with the cards and reading and writing and all that kind of thing. Mental health wise, and you know, on an emotional level as well, it has created a lot of problems, and I have felt really isolated. So that is my second card, my emotional state. I'm feeling very isolated, and you know, this comes about because I don't have this balance in my life. What the first, you know, the first card says, because of the issues, and you know, that needed to bring everything back into balance. I haven't got that no more. So I am kind of feeling isolated. So that's those ones. So the third one is the yellow one, what is on your mind. So this is the third chakra. This refers to your intellectual process. Are your thoughts supportive or challenging you? It addresses ways to clear and sharpen focus, and reveals hidden energy drains and the family habits that you are blocking. So this is the third chakra, what's on my mind. And I've got grief. So, grief, yeah. I suppose that could be feeling sorry for myself as much as anything, because, you know, it is like a process of grieving when you lose your ability to do things, even though, you know, it's not in the terms that you think, you know. But when the whole way that you live and you've got to live changes, and you have lost that ability to do a lot of the things that you love to do, there is like a grief process what goes with that. But this card, you know, also means the obvious, you know, grief. There is things going on that I don't talk about on here, because it's not to do with me personally. Well, you know, not personally to do with me, though it does affect me. What is ongoing sort of thing that we as a family we deal with. But there's also this loss of my dad. It was only a short 3 years ago, which is still very hard on the whole family, and he was such a big personality. There's a huge part of him that, and I've never really got over that, so I still struggle with a lot of things. But this has also come up at a time that my eldest 4 girls, who have a different dad from my first husband, his mother's just passed away, so the girls are feeling that one of their last ties to their dad, because he died 3 years ago, their link to their dad is now gone. So that is a process that is involving me too, because I know that they're all feeling that too. But it's sort of that's what's on my mind, and yet this chakra, third chakra, this card is what's on your mind. So it's all of this encompassed in this one card of grief. So the fourth one, it's the fourth one, a green chakra. Is your heart in it? This shows the path through the heart. What is revealed here is pivotal to your journey. The card shows you the way to free yourself from past emotional obligations. Hidden agreements that have held you back will show up here. You see, you must be healed. You see what you must be healed. Okay, so the card will tell you what needs to be healed. Okay, and I received passion. Okay, can you see that? Passion. So in this position, is my heart in it? Yes. I have a lot of passion there, that I want to continue doing everything that I've wanted to do. But at the minute, passion isn't enough, is it? Because, you know, I need everything else to come back into balance, like this card said, for me to be able to put out that passion, to act upon that passion, whereas at the minute I'm not able to act on it, or very small parts of it. So my heart is in it, I have the passion, but it's having to bring everything else in my life back into balance for me to be able to get that passion out. So that's that one. Number 5 is the blue, the 5th chakra, how you express yourself. This indicates your ability to communicate. It reveals the barriers to clear communication, any gap between you, what you say, and what you want and what you really want, as well as ways to shift your inner reality to affect your external reality, if that makes sense. But yeah, so the 5th chakra, how to express yourself. Okay, so this card is vanity. So when you think of vanity, you think, oh, no, vanity, I'm not vain, you know what I mean? But this card isn't so much about, it can be about you being vain, but this is also can be that you don't feel that you're connecting with with people anymore. You don't feel like you have anything worth saying, that you doubt yourself. It's the blue chakra, so it is it's actually fell in the right one. It is the blue chakra fell in the position of blue. So it's about how I express myself. Is I'm not expressing myself because I find it hard to express, or I have found it hard to express what's going on with me inside of me, my thought process and all that. That I am finding it struggle to connect with other people, and that I do feel like I'm there on my own sort of thing. That there is no one that I'm sort of connecting with. I'm not being able to voice my thoughts. So and it's saying that. So the barriers is that I don't trust a lot of what. No, it's not that I don't trust. I worry about saying things that could affect other people, and then question myself: should I have said that? Because maybe that's not going to be so. Do you know what I mean? So it's all about not really having belief in myself, not really having trust in myself. It's that kind of how I'm not expressing my true self. I express what I think people probably should want to hear, rather than what truly they should be hearing, that kind of thing. So that one is how I express myself. I'm not really expressing myself fully because I worry about whether I should be, that kind of thing, or whether I've got something worth saying. So the purple one, 6 chakras, this is about your sense. This is your inner compass. Here we will see how you are using your intuition. Concealed family issues that hold you back will show up here too. This also refers to your intuitive gift and may reveal your purpose. Again, we've got the trickery, the heart, the trickery. So with this card, again, this kind of follows on from the last card. This is, I don't always trust my intuition because, again, I doubt myself, and I'm thinking, especially with spirit readings, when you're reading for someone, and spirit reading, and especially if you, the way you receive the reading or the message is through that intuition, through that knowing. It's just a knowing. You don't know why you know it, you just know it. Now when you get that, it's very hard to logically put that in place, and yes, that is spirit coming through, and you're always thinking to yourself, is that my mind playing tricks on me? Am I being tricked here? Is that my own thoughts overlaying everything else? And that is one of my main issues with what I do, is that I always fear people think I'm tricking them, or I'm telling them, that it's like I don't trust what I'm saying. So I'm always, when I give it the message, I'm always thinking, oh, but is that right? Have I tricked? Am I telling them things what probably isn't true? It's just that, so it's always in my mind, because this is the heart chakra as well. This is always a worry. This is always, even though it's something I love to do and everything, I always worry that people will think I'm tricking them, or I'm not being, I'm being a bit woo-woo and not really, getting these messages, and it's just coming from me. So there's all this kind of goes with the previous card about not feeling that I can speak my mind, or not feeling that I can speak what I should be speaking, sort of thing, because again, it brings in this trickery. It feels like sometimes people will think, yeah, she's a hoax. She can't read cards. She can't do this. She can't do that. She's just tricking us. She's just. I think we all go through that, as well as readers and people, mediums, etc. This kind of spiritual work. I think a lot of us go through this feeling of feeling people think we are in it to make money. I make very little money at what I do. A lot of stuff I do for free, because I want to help people. But a lot of people think, oh, they're just, these psychics, these mediums, blah, blah, blah. They're just in it for the money. They just trick you into believing everything. And so all this is kind of what I sense when I don't always go with my intuition, when I should do more. And I know that because when you sort of go back and you realise, now if I'd have gone with that is so accurate, it's unbelievably accurate, do you know what I mean? But because Again, I don't always voice, like the previous card said, what I feel, what I think, um, because something holds me back, because I'm always scared that they're going to think, oh God, she's a bit, she's deceiving us, she's lying to us, that kind of feeling. So yes, this all makes total sense. So um, so this is my inner compass. Here you'll find what you know, how you're using your intuition. I'm not using it very well, and because I always fear that people will, and it says concealed family issues that hold you back. Again, none of my family have been into this kind of thing. I'm the first in the family, and I know that they all probably think it's a bit, she reads cards and that, but yeah, it's all a load of hogwash, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's just, they just tells you what you want to hear and stuff like that. So that's all kind of a part of this, to deal. I don't use the intuition enough, and I do feel like sometimes people think, that you are using trickery rather than using that gifts and what have you. So yeah, so the last one is the seventh chakra, trust spirit. This card is the result. It will reveal an outcome that depends on your ability to work through this card's three aspects. And the aspects are the darkness or subconsciousness, dawn of or what is currently happening, or the light or highest calling of this card. And I received perception. Again, kind of goes with the last two cards, doesn't it? Perception. There we go. Again, it's the heart cards. So three of my cards have been the green heart chakra cards. So it is all about using that heart emotion, the love aspect of things and whatever. But with this card, perception, it's just bringing everything what I've talked about into a different perception. So yes, I probably, like the last two cards said, about worried about people thinking I'm tricking them and feeling that I'm not good enough and that they shouldn't be doing this and all the rest of it. But that's their perception. And we can't change people's perception of what they see in us. We can only do what we do with the perception we have. And if their perception is different, then we shouldn't stop doing what we do because their perception is different to ours. So it's basically saying I need to use that to be honest with what I get, whether or not that makes me sound a bit woo-woo and a bit, just go with it. There's no trickery involved. What I'm getting is spiritual. It is coming from spirit, and the cards, are being accurate, and I should just give it as it is without worrying that people are thinking I'm going to be tricking them. Like I said, their perception, my perception, maybe two different things, but I should always be true to myself, true to my heart, and go forward the way that I perceive I should be going forward. Again, bringing the balance into it, the very first question, again, it's the perception. Yes, there's things that I am limited to doing at the minute, but there's things that I can be doing. I've just got to change that perception of allowing myself to realise I can't always do everything that I did 5-6 months ago, but there's still things that I can do, and it's just changing my perception. Again, it's just changing things, and again, the isolation, the card of being isolated. Again, it's all about perception, isn't it? Yes, I'm spending a lot of time by myself, but I have friends on the internet, and I have friends. So again, it's just everything is just through perception, isn't it? It's how you view things. Everything comes from your mind, and we allow our mind to overtake things. Well, this is telling me to go back to my heart centre. It's the green chakra. It's back to the heart centre, and do the things that I love to do. Just change my perception of how I've allowed things to become these last few months, and realise that people's perception of me are probably completely different to perceptions of other people seeing me and what I do. You're not going to please everybody, and just carry on doing what I do. Even if I'm limited, just carry on doing it as best I can, even if it's in a different way, and doing what I can. So yeah, so that's quite a good thingy reading for that. So I'm quite happy with what that come out. It's quite spot on. So yeah, I know that I've got to bring my mind, body and soul back into balance, and I know a lot of it is got to be come through perception and from the heart, rather than allowing my mind and the chakra of my mind to take over everything. because all that does is create a lot of insecurities, a lot of issues of, you know, what aren't really there, they're just in my head. So I just need to change that perception, bring the balance back, try to, you know, yes, you know, sometimes I have to be isolated because of the situation going on with me, but that doesn't stop me connecting with people on here. So I'm not actually isolated, and I shouldn't think of myself as isolated. I've got my children around me as well. The grief issue, yes, you know, I have lost some ability to do things, but again, it's perception, isn't it? You know, there's things I can still do. I'm lucky in that respect. A lot of people aren't as lucky as me, but it is to deal with the grief going around me at the minute too. But also, I have this passion that I want to build on, and I shouldn't allow the worries of what other people are thinking about me, and whether they think I'm tricking them, and not being, you know, being honest with them and all the rest of it. I shouldn't allow that to stop that passion from you know, moving me forwards, and doing the things that I love. You know, I should stop worrying. I'm 52 years old. You know, I should stop worrying about what other people think of me, and not, you know, worry about what the crowd says, etc. You know, but just to do whatever I have passion for. 3 of the cards are hearts chakras, so that is, you know, telling me that to go with my heart, to do the things that I love to do. I've got 2 blue cards, which is the throat chakra. It's about speaking out, doing what I love to do, you know, speak my truth, do what I want to do. And then the other cards are about bringing this passion and balance back into my life. So that was quite an interesting reading. Sorry I had to do it the way I did, that I couldn't actually show you me pulling each card, but it's pretty difficult with this. Now, I'm going to close this one now. If I get a chance, I will do the same spread, but using the tarot, the Chakra Tarot Oracle. If I've got it, I'll post that again in a while. If I can get a chance to do it, I shall post that after I've posted this one. But if not, I will try and get that one done tomorrow, because I am off out again later today. So it will depend what time span I've got. But if I've got time, I will do the reading with that one and upload that. If not, I will do that one tomorrow. But that particular reading was the Chakra Oracle card. So you'll have to let me know what you think in comments below. But I really like these cards, and I really enjoy working with these. So be nice to know what you think. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.